Live stream of Max Payne. It's been ages since I last played this game. Back on the PS1. Shall I do? Yeah, I'll play the tutorial. Because I haven't played this game in ages, so I thought it. So I did like this game back on the. I think the last thing I've ever done with Max Payne is I think I saw that movie starring Mark Wahlberg ages ago. Walk over to press X, facing the payphone. What was it again? Whoops. No. Nah, that's all I wanted to do. Let me just give me a second. Control. Camera. No, wait a minute. Yeah, that's better. That's a jump. What did that last message say again? Max Payne can use bullet time. Held R1. Right in slow motion. That's what I wanted. Let's use R1 to jump. Now, like I said, the last thing I've ever done with Max Payne series, I think I've watched the Mark Wahlberg movie Mark Wahlberg movie is with Max Payne, which was kind of shit. With that unique shit this way, that it was like just competent enough that it was watchable, but not competent enough that it was good. Press the
Yo!
Dead, man. Yeah, you can attack again. Yeah, got that one. Yeah, Payne. Congratulations, the tutorial is complete. You've completed the tutorial. Press start. Do 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 do. I like the main theme from this game. Do I have that main theme on my phone? I can't remember. Assuming well, I use my screen as well as do this.
Stand by. 1010. Investigated reported disturbance at Acer Plaza.
10-4 dispatcher. Verify address.
It's Acer Plaza. Repeat. Acer Plaza.
Shots fired on the rooftop. An assault in progress at Acer Plaza. Repeat, an assault in progress.
Oh, that was a bit janky. Helicopters don't look too bad running.
It's a war zone down here. 1085 dispatcher. Need additional units. Additional units now. Officer in danger. Officer in danger.
10-5. Please repeat. 10-5. All units, emergency. Officer in danger. Acer Plaza. Repeat. Acer Plaza. All units.
They were all dead. The final gunshot was an exclamation mark to everything that had led to this point. I released my finger from the trigger, and then it was over.
Oh, it looks like he has a box for a head. He did look a lot better.
To make any kind of sense of it, I need to go back 3 years. Back to the night the pain started.
I get it. Max Payne. The American Dream. Part 1, American Dream.
I was still on the force back then. NYPD, Manhattan, Midtown North Precinct, Hell's Kitchen.
So when are you coming to work for me, Detective Payne?
You'd make me work undercover in some hellhole. Sorry, Alex. Michelle and the baby come first. See? My last smoke. It's bad for the baby.
That's you, Max. A regular Boy Scout.
See, Alex?
Still on for poker Thursday night, right?
Like taking candy from a baby. Life was good. Sun setting on a sweet summer's day. The smell of freshly mowed lawns. The sounds of children playing. A house across the river on the Jersey side. Beautiful wife and a baby girl. The American dream come true. Honey, I'm home. But dreams have a nasty habit of going bad when you're not looking. The sun went down with practiced bravado. Twilight crawled across the sky, laden with foreboding.
Oh.
Michelle, honey, anybody home? I didn't like the way the show started. They'd given me the best seat in the house, front row center. What the hell?
What's that dream sequence? Can't remember.
Listen, someone's broken into my house. Call 911.
Is this the Payne residence?
Yes, someone's broken into my house. They're still here. You have to...
Good. I'm afraid I cannot help you.
Who is this? Hello?
99 bullets on him. This house is massive!
Michelle! Michelle!
I'm gonna hurt you!
It's coming.
I'm gonna hurt
Freeze!
you!
NYPD,
It's
drop
coming!
it! I'm gonna hurt you.
Oh yeah, baby. Now make sure that guy was dead.
No, please, God, no.
Oh, gory. I think this is the first time I ever saw a kid die.
angel.
I have a baseball bat now.
No, God, no, please, Michelle. Oh, baby.
Let's go.
That was 3 years ago. Everything ripped apart in a New York minute. The killer junkies had been high on a previously unknown designer drug, Valkyr, V. After the funeral, I told Alex I'd be transferring to the DEA. It took us 3 long years to get a break in the Valkyr case. Then, finally, 2 months ago, a dime dropper tipped us off that Jack Lupino, a mob boss in the Punchinello crime family, was trafficking. I went undercover, infiltrated the worst mafia family in New York.
The American Dream, Chapter 1. Whoops, I didn't have time to read that.
I came in from the cold and the dark. Outside the city was a cruel monster. I've been slowly working my way from the small time to the big fish, trying to get to the source of the drug. Alex and BB were my only contacts in the DEA, the only ones in this decrepit city who knew I was down here.
BB here. Something urgent has come up with Jack Lupino. You need to meet with Alex immediately at the Roscoe Street station.
I hadn't had a face-to-face with Alex since I'd gone undercover. Outside, the mercury was falling fast. It was colder than the devil's heart, raining ice pitchforks as if the heavens were ready to fall. Everyone was running for shelter like there was no tomorrow. It didn't get any better when I got to the subway. The feeling hit me like a point-blank shot straight in the face. Something was not right about this. My Beretta stirred nervously under my coat, but the train doors had already shut behind me, and I was in for the ride. Next stop, Roscoe Street Station, and Alex. The station was drenched in gloom. Alex was a ghost, nowhere to be seen. I'd have to look for him.
That way. That makes...
Death was in the air at Roscoe Street. I'd have to find Alex fast. Pills would hold the pain back for a while.
I have to talk in a slightly dramatic fashion. This is games. Interesting.
Wasn't Jake supposed to take care of this?
He and Mickey are having too much fun.
What the hell?
Yeah, baby, I'm badass. There's two of the characters we can kill again. Is he? Where are we going? Is he?
Yeah. What the hell?
Oh shit. Oh shit, I hit him.
Yo, guys. Hey, we're getting around. You hear me? What is this?
What the hell?
Say machine gun then. So much for the beginning of sub.
The security panel let out a mocking cackle. I'd need the right code.
Right?
Right.
Right.
Damn!
Oh shit!
They had ended up in the middle of a big-time crime operation.
Kiss it goodbye. Who the hell?
Sorry about that. Did it kill him? Yep.
You saved me, man.
What's going on here?
A massacre. These armed thugs just appeared from nowhere. We need to get help. I can make the call from the control room one floor up. Can you take me there?
Sure. Sounds good. Follow me.
Search for some ammo. Health's reasonably okay.
Home free. This way. What the hell?
Unlucky! Oh, I got this sharpish.
station lit up like a Christmas tree. Power was back on.
Back to where I came. Full up with painkillers now. I have to press that again. So back, yeah, it was back down here.
Being subtle.
Subtlety is something really man.
What the hell? What the hell?
Again? No. Switch to the shotgun for the time being. I'm running on rare ammo. One way or the other. One way or another. I'm gonna get you one way.
The rusty door led to an abandoned part of the station, closed off since the early 40s. Something big was going down at Roscoe Street. Maybe that's why Alex had wanted to meet me here. Maybe not. One way or the other, I was gonna find out.
I'm running low on rare ammo.
No way.
Come on.
What the hell? Hey, yeah.
Ooh, look at that motherfucker fly. Almost missed that shot. Oh, fuck nuggets. Oh! Yeah, I'm badass, motherfucker. Shot that guy in the knees. Acidic. I've got lead pipe, 40 Brer, no, 44 Desert Eagle, 60, 36 Beretta, and 36 shotgun, so assuming I can get.
Like Lapino. Now that's spooky.
Jack Lapino, yeah, spooky. But also it's like the failure count is rising.
Yeah, I wouldn't joke about it if I was you. Yeah? The station's not secured. Someone decided to play hero upstairs.
That's all we need.
Gun him down!
Yeah, right in the face. I blew my load all over his face. Just break these open. But I don't want to waste any of my precious brah. Can I break that open? rats here then, so... Life of a criminal. What was that? Life?
Hold on there. Give me the detonator.
What are you talking about?
The detonator.
I thought you'd bring it.
You were supposed to bring it.
Yeah, right. Ah!
Ha, yeah, right. I'm a badass mofo. Don't take shit from nobody, buster. Multi's eagle ammo.
The door had been welded shut ages ago and the bomb was missing a detonator.
Let's switch the breath now.
Yo!
Oh, shit! Well, oh, yes, got his gun now. Whoops, that was so bad.
Okay, fellas. The police are on their way. New York's finest are gonna be here soon. So stick to the plan. We've got our own private exit route.
Whack the sucker! That's it.
Yeah, I'm a badass. Who's a badass? I'm a badass. Who's the man? I'm the man. Somebody like something I've just done. Where am I? That's what I need.
We come to you now live from the crime scene.
Who is this?
Right back at you.
This is Deputy Chief Jim Bravura from the NYPD. You are to cease your criminal activities and surrender immediately.
Sure thing, Jim. Me and the boys have been talking and everyone's real sorry. They'll never do it again.
Who the hell is this?
Being placed at the scene of a bank robbery wouldn't have tipped the odds in my favor.
That's just a cat.
The bank robber's score lay on the table. The bank robbers have been after Acer Corporation bonds. The Acer success story had recently been on every channel and on the cover of every magazine. The bank robbers had left their tools on the table. Judging by the detonators, the crooks had bought enough explosives to send Lady Liberty into orbit.
I got a pump action. Is it me or does that look like the morphine from morphine? Oh, shit. Look, with that grenade, you just shoot. Don't piss off. I pressed the heal button. That was so fucking. I pressed the fucking heal button. First death of the game. Live from the crime scene.
Hold on here. Give me the detonator.
What are you talking about?
The detonator.
I thought you'd bring it.
You were supposed to bring it.
Yeah, right.
What the hell?
The door had been welded shut ages ago and the bomb was missing a detonator.
What the hell?
Square the hill.
Okay, fellas.
Circle the hill,
The police
square
are
the
on their way. New York's...
Got him dead!
Fuck. Hey, you managed to keep Raz.
Right?
Oh, in the face! You got a show blast to the face. Come in.
We come to you now live from the crime scene.
Who is this?
Right back at you.
This is Deputy Chief Jim Bravura from the NYPD. You are to cease your criminal activities and surrender immediately.
Sure thing, Jim. Me and the boys have been talking and everyone's real sorry. They'll never do it again.
Who the hell is this?
Being placed at the scene of a bank robbery wouldn't have tipped the odds in my favor. The bank robber's score lay on the table. The bank robbers have been after Acer Corporation bond. The bank robbers had left their tools on the table. Judging by the detonators, the crooks had bought enough explosives to send Lady Liberty into orbit.
So I have to be careful with this bit. I expect it was gonna last time. I pressed
Whack the sucker!
Oh, fuck nuggets! No, they didn't throw a grenade at me. So let's do this scene all over again. Because it's so
Hold
fun
on
from
here.
last time.
Give me
I
the
did.
detonator.
What are you talking about?
The...
What was that?
The door had been welded shut ages ago and the bomb was missing a detonator.
Okay, fellas. The police are on their way. New York's fine...
I saw!
badass. Who's the man? I'm the man. Now we've already seen this cutscene.
The bank robber's score lay on the table.
As we've already seen this cutscene like 3 times already.
The bank robbers had left their tools on the table. Judging by the detonators, the crooks had bought enough explosives to send Lady Liberty into orbit.
How should I do it? Should I try running at them with my pistols drawn? I think I'll try and take a couple of them. Stepping on toes. No, I would have pissed myself laughter if there was somebody behind that door when he blew it up.
Hold it! Max! Jesus, you almost gave me a heart attack! I nearly shot you!
Alex, we're glad to see you.
What the hell's going on? There are more corpses here than at the city morgue.
It's an armed robbery, a tunnel job straight to the Roscoe Bank vault through the old station wall. Is this why... this is Lupino's gig?
This is Lupino's doing? Lupino's men? Really?
You sure know how to pick a place? Can you get through?
No, it's locked. We gotta get out of here. If it's Lupino, it's...
Alex? Alex!
There was nothing I could do. He was dead. I could tell by the empty, accusing stare of his eyes.
I'm a badass. More juicy painkillers. So I've only got about 2 or 3 clips. Now I've got 4 clips, bruh.
Let's get the hell out of here!
We'll be fine. Got him dead.
What? Throwing a grenade at me. So I went, oh, I've got 1 grenade. No, didn't realise I picked that up. There we go. Almost fully healed. Which way do I go? Is it that way or that way? Nope, it was that way. Haha. I'm a vandal. No, I should have wasted those 2 handgun bullets. Yeah, I've got more ammo now anyway. Dude.
Alex had kept me relatively sane for the past 3 years. Now I didn't know how I felt. Somehow he had stumbled upon something big and ended up stepping on Jack Lupino's toes. Lupino ran his racket of sex, drugs, and contract killings from a sleazy hotel in a slum block of tenements. My cover had been blown, the door slammed shut behind me, and then I was dodging bullets like raindrops.
Pain in the butt. Ha ha! Pain to the max. Junk swap pig. Got a ticket to Marble City for you. Deeper than lying down. Bring it out.
Why would he die? Did I? Yeah, I did skip a cutscene. Ah, he's dying.
A letter on the desk caught my eye.
Bosses!
Am I taking the 3/4 of an hour?
I had met Lupino only once. The gangster ran all his rackets through his right-hand man, Vinny Gognitti. Gognitti was a high-strung whiner on the verge of breaking apart, like an overamped Energizer bunny. He had the brains to run the business, but he lacked the balls, always falling short, taking his frustration out on underage addicts and call girls.
The V deal goes down at your hotel. Jack's exact words, quote, Vinny, you're in charge of this one, unquote. Rico Muerte's coming to see it through. Anything goes wrong and everybody's gonna get dead. Goes double for you. Treat this guy real good. Anything he wants, you give him. Don't screw this up or you're finito, finitos.
A V deal meant added security, locked doors, and lots of nervous thugs with itchy trigger fingers. I'd seen nothing coming in, but that didn't mean it hadn't been there. Rico Muerte was a regular Kaiser Soze, a spook story told to keep the apes in line. 313. The Finitos had scribbled Muerte's room number on the note's margin.
Everything all right? Bosses? Joey? Virgilio? You all right in there? They're not answering. Call the others. Tell them to come quick.
Okay, but we can't wait for them. We gotta go in now.
Bosses! We're coming in!
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Oh, I didn't need to do that.
The NYPD has been out on massive game. Killer storm. Chief Jim Rivera. Take whatever steps necessary. Here stated that Valkyrie represents. The NYPD has been out on massive game. Killer storm. Chief Jim Rivera. Take whatever steps necessary. Here stated that Valkyrie represents.
Oh! Right for that plate glass.
Take whatever steps necessary.
Yeah, something's wrong with the bosses. Payne's there and they're not answering.
Let's go already! Payne's gonna pay, in spade!
Cost of a mile. Army on the march. No way.
Hold it!
I shot with a shotgun.
Previously on Lords and Ladies.
Lady Amelia, Marquis Valentine asks for an audience.
Thank you, Lawrence.
My lady.
My lord.
And now, an all-new episode of Lords and Ladies, brought to you in part by Acer Corporation.
What the? Max Payne!
My lord.
My lady, there is
My lord, there is?
Indeed, my lady, there is indeed. From the very first moment we met, upon that distant forest path, there has been sunlight in the autumn leaves blazing like the colors of your hair.
Oh,
My lord, you should not speak so.
But my lady, I must.
My lord, no. I forbid you. This cannot be. This must not be.
But why, my love, why?
My lord, it is too dreadful. Do not force me to speak the words.
My lady, I beg of you, I must know. I would rather die than not know.
Yes, my lord, we should both be dead, for this shame is too great for the living. My lord, I am your long-lost sister.
V-head junkies could go off without a warning. I had to be careful.
There he is!
Yeah, I made it.
Piece of crap!
Take whatever steps necessary. Here stated that Valkyrie represents.
Tonight, the city's fight against the nightmare drug Valkyr took a turn for the worse, as DEA Special Agent Alex Balder was found brutally slain at the Roscoe Street subway station. A suspect was seen leaving the site only moments after the shots had been fired, and the NYPD is currently in pursuit of Max Payne, a repeated felon believed to be armed and extremely dangerous. And now the weather. The worst winter storm in recorded history continues to pound the city.
The NYPD
This party had been dead for a while. I couldn't say I was sorry I'd missed the show.
No way! A few hundred bullets.
You gonna hit up?
Gun him down!
Now they're all dead. I'm a badass, aren't I? Who's the man? I'm the man. Kind of like your mom last night. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away.
Okay, I've only got 9. Switch to the shotgun now on. Who's the man? I'm the man. Who's the man?
I'd found Muerte's room.
Ah! Shit.
Muerte had received a letter.
You know, I completely forgot about that shotgun then.
Our investigation had turned up nothing to link Angelo Punchinello, the head of the Punchinello family, to Valkyr. All tracks had ended with Jack Lupino. The letter in Muerte's room was signed by the Don himself. It was the first hint that the Kingpin knew what was brewing inside his syndicate.
The trouble you got into after the Chicago screw-up. Punchinello family bailed you out. You have been waiting for a chance to pay us back. One of our trusted boys has a monkey the size of King Kong on his back. We need your special skills for backup on a major deal.
Collecting evidence had gotten old a few hundred bullets back. I was already so far past the point of no return, I couldn't even remember what it looked like when I had passed it.
Which way is... Oh, shit. Okay, that was my fault.
I'd found Muerte's room.
Right.
Muerte had received a letter.
Ice him!
What? Search the shelter for now. I'm running a little bit low.
I didn't want to know what had happened here. It was not a pretty sight.
Molotov cocktails and body with a stake for his back. Is that not? Yeah, no, more painkillers. They should have called this painkiller. Wait, can I get out of there? No. No, I think this. Painkillers. Where do I go there? Is it that way? Do I go? Where do I go then? It was a... Alright.
Yo! Told you.
God damn! I thought it was a bomb for sure.
Nah, the Russian wouldn't dare. This has been waiting that. Damn!
Ah!
Ah! There's a third guy I saw. Bullshit!
Oh!
Yeah, more like it. How could this happen?
I'm gonna die.
The hooker had left her diary on the table.
Dear diary, I'm a whore.
The diary belonged to a hooker named Candy Dawn. The read would have made a vice cop blush.
Had talks with the mystery hag over the phone again. Sent her the latest One-Eyed Alfred tape. As long as the hag keeps paying for the tapes, the old man could come every day for all I care.
She had a nice sideline, making secret X-rated flicks of her clients and selling them to the highest bidder. They would get her killed if her V-fix for the day didn't do it first.
Wiggly, 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 wiggly.
Yo! It's him. Go get him. No, wait. You go get him. You go and get him.
Ha! I blew my load all over that geezer there. Is that the way out? No, that was the way I came. I went round this way, killed those three guys, and sure I can go for that out there.
The old service elevator rumbled down to the bowels of Jack Lupino's hotel.
It was free. Ice!
Take whatever steps necessary. Here stated that Valkyr represents.
A winter storm warning is in effect in the whole tri-state area, as both freezing rain and heavy snowfall continue. Many roadways are already closed, and people are advised to stay indoors. The severe blizzard has ravaged New York for 3 days now, with no end in sight.
We'd been snowed from the start in the Valkyr case. The forecast said there was plenty more where that had come from. But the snowbound city was on my side. Less chance of innocent bystanders getting caught in the crossfire.
Got him down!
fuck am I going here? Okay, now I'm stuck. Oh shit, that's gonna blow. Where am I going? Excuse me for a second, I'm just going to look at where I'm stuck now. Diarrhea scene. Ah, here I am. That's where I am. Oh, I have to. Have I destroyed those boxes?
Exhibit number 1, a newspaper. A dead man tied to a chair lay on the boiler room floor.
Captain Baseball Bat Boy has an unbeatable track record in superhero death matches. But a 6-pack of root beer gets me every time.
The murder weapon was a baseball bat, now lying in a pool of drying blood next to a newspaper folded open on a Captain Baseball Bat Boy comic strip.
I've got a baseball bat.
Take vampire movies. Why are they always set in L.A. or Mexico? I can't even get a tan. If I was a bloodsucker, I'd move to the North Pole. Winter's one long night.
Yeah, what would you eat? Suck blood from penguins?
Nah, Eskimos, man, Eskimos.
Yeah, that was very random. That way needs to go through.
Whack the sucker!
man. I'm the man. Who's the man? Weed man, whack machine man. Switch to the shotgun. Go through this way. Ricky's bad time. Big hunt time. No,
Shit with the guns. Trust me, you don't want to piss Muerte off. Gentlemen, let's do business.
Green for green.
Cheers, a green eye.
A lifetime ago, this would have gone down as a narcotics arrest. The transparent cylinders glowed green, full of Valkyr. It was dirty money. There was a key on the table.
Two mad dog killers, ready to murder each other. They step into the next room, and I'm thinking, now they're gonna do it. But no. They sit down in front of a TV and solve their differences with a kung fu fighting video game. I tell you, Candy, I was so depressed, I strangled them both with the video game cables.
Oh, Rico, you're so bad.
I am, ain't I?
Rico Muerte, big-time hustler.
Who the hell?
It's that cop.
Muerte went for his gun.
Whack the sucker!
The antique switchboard was still in use. There was an old telephone switchboard in the back room of the reception area, the kind that made phone tapping child's play. It wasn't hard to picture a fat pimp sweating with headphones on, listening to his hookers talk dirty and fake orgasms over a web of party lines, the blood veins of New York. Right now, there was a different set of moans and groans going on.
Boss, good evening. This is Max Payne. He came, started capitalist. He killed him.
Are you freaking kidding me? He's just one lousy cop. You better be freaking kidding me. Whack him. What's the freaking problem? Hello? Answer me. Hello?
The word was out. A deadly virus released into the city's corrupt circulatory system. Something wicked this way comes. Max Payne at large.
Oh my
Turn around, walk away, blow town. That would have been the smart thing to do. Guess I wasn't that smart. Lupino's tenement buildings were a seedy hangout for all kinds of sleaze. A liquor store, a pawn shop, a laundromat full of mobster bookies and loan sharks. The list went on. The how and why of it was a mystery to me, but they knew I was a cop. They knew I was coming, and they were going to get real trigger happy about it. I got to see Lupino's hangout all lit up. A bomb went off, turning snow into liquid gold. A pillar of fire lifted the remains of a car straight up into the air. The flames were highlighted on the hood of a black Mercedes-Benz as it coasted down the street real slow, as if the driver didn't have a worry in the world. I got a good look at the man riding shotgun. It was Vladimir, the head of the local Russian mob, the fly in Don Punchinello's soup. The ringing in my ears was the sound of a mob war being waged. Another bomb exploded inside the closest slum building. It was a lucky break. The goons inside were spooked, but luck always came with a price tag. More bombs could still be ticking inside, and the cops would already be on their way. Jack Lupino's suite was on the top floor. At least it used to be, before the explosive makeover.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What the? The headlines were a depressing read. The headlines were screaming bloody murder. The storm was a screaming duet with the approaching prowl car sirens. It was all a scream when you were down for the count and wanted for murder.
Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away!
Something more sinister.
The whole building was rigged with explosives. The whole building was rigged with explosives. A beaten-up phone in the entrance hall was ringing. It could have been just a junkie in need of a fix, but it turned out to be something more sinister than that.
Am I speaking to Mr. Payne?
Who wants to know?
My name is Alfred Wooten. You must hurry. The police are on their way.
Tell me something I don't know.
They know you're there.
How? And what's it to you?
I will contact you again.
Sinister.
The cops arrived, sirens singing in the off-key harmony of a manic-depressive choir. I had a few minutes while the SWAT team would go through their usual routine. By the time they busted in, I needed to be long gone.
Max Payne, this is Deputy Chief Jim Bravura from the NYPD. Drop your weapons and come out with your hands above your head.
Eh? No.
Without a key, I'd never get past this door. Someone had left a letter on the counter. Suddenly it all made sense. The bombs, the Russian mob boss making an appearance in person. Gagniti was his usual self. All talk and no walk.
After our hit, the Russian has only a couple of guns left and they can be bought. There's no freaking way he has the guts to try anything after that.
As it turned out, the Russian had plenty of guts. One thing you could count on, you push a man too far and sooner or later he'd start pushing back. There was a key on the shelf.
Oh, there we go. I was expecting some more. Oh, got 2 Uzis. Double the power of double the pain. Ah! Oh shit, wrong button. Sorry about that. Let's let my guns do the talking. Did I just die then? Yeah, I think I died. Ah! Shit. I didn't take that much damage. so I can't go back.
The bombs had destroyed all the stairs up to Lupino's office. The alternate route led there by way of adjoining rooftops.
Okay, so how do I get out?
It's never been this cold. Never ever. It's like the sky's falling.
Yes, sir. It's the end of the world as we know it.
And I don't feel fine. I don't feel anything.
No,
Not a
all those
thing.
enemies are
I'm freezing my butt off.
To get to the roof, I'd need to get to the elevator through the locked door up ahead. Pizza delivery.
Never seen you before. Buzz off, Joker.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Yo!
Shut up!
No, don't shoot.
You know the clowns at the laundry?
Me? No.
You're no good to me then.
What? No, the laundry, yeah. I know him, yeah.
Get me in there.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I died. I think I'm dead. I don't know.
It's me. Open up. Let me in, quick.
Not so fast. The password. John who?
Come on. Oh, okay, John Woo.
All right. Come right in.
It's a trap! It's
Payne!
Payne!
I see your live stream. Good to know. Where am I going? No, that's where I just came from. Oh, this one. I remember this. I love this.
Thank you.
That's kind of funny.
New York City is in crisis tonight, with reports of Valkyr-related gang war in the streets of the Bronx. Apparently, Max Payne, wanted for questioning in connection with the slaying of a DEA special agent earlier tonight, is waging a one-man war against his former partners in crime. Among the list of casualties so far are notorious mafia members Joey and Virgilio Finito, as well as Rico Muerte, himself a fugitive from the law, and a suspect for several murders in the Chicago area. The NYPD has been placed on full alert. A citywide APB has been put out on Max Payne. Deputy Chief Jim Bravura has promised to take whatever steps necessary to bring him to justice. What those steps may be remains to be seen. For NYCNN TV News, this is Kira Silver.
Where was I? Oh, I'm bleeding!
This week on address number. I don't know. It's the last place. But that's where I always end up anyway. Only, it's not me talking to the pink flamingo, but someone who looks the part down to the finest detail, except that he's evil. I'm hiding in the shadows, watching it all unfold. The flamingo speaks. He can speak here. It says, "Mirrors are more fun than television." That's, mirrors are more fun than television. Somehow I know this, just don't ask me how. And I, not me, but my double, nods and smirks at this like it was the funniest thing in the world. And then something goes wrong, and suddenly they know I'm there, hiding behind them, and they both turn to look at me with cold eyes. And the flamingo speaks again. Threshold tolerant angels. I have no idea what that means. And that's when I always wake up to my own scream in that brightly lit white hospital room, strapped to my bed.
Excuse me for a second, somebody just messaged me. Turn the back. Jump through the window again. Is this where I need to go? I think so. Do 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 do. Yeah, I got a subscriber and a like.
Red, blue, or green?
It's always red or blue in the movies.
So, green?
No, not the green.
Oh! That's funny and morbid at the same time. That's kind of funny. I'm a badass. Who's the man? I'm the man. Who's the man? Shit, where was I? Just got confused for a second. Was it that way I was going, or was it the other way? No, I took those two down and then I was going that way, so I need to go this way. No, it was it that? Or was it right? No, I'm confused. No, that's where I came from, because there's dead bodies that way, so... Ugh, this is one reason why you should pay attention, kiddies. I guess this door...
What the hell are you standing around here for? They're bombing us. What are you doing? You're doing nothing. What are you doing? This is war. Freaking war.
Yeah, well, fear that gives man wings. Not Red Bull, because Red Bull can give you wings. Boo! That joke wasn't funny.
Vinny Gognitti, just the man I've been killing to see.
Payne? Freaking fed. I knew from day one there was something screwy about you. What do you think you're doing? You're a freaking cop. You ain't got squad on us. You can't just come in here waving your piece like it meant something. Yeah! Oh my God! Oh God, you shot me! Ah! You're dead, Payne! What the hell are you waiting for, you apes? Kill him! Kill him!
With pleasure, boss.
Gognitti bailed. I made like Chow Yun Fat. A crumpled letter lay on Gognitti's desk.
Who's the man? I'm the man.
The letter was addressed to Don Punchinello, but Vinny had never had the nerve to finish it.
Jack's gone voodoo. Just the other night, he shot Dino because he wanted to see what his brains looked like splattered on the wall. He's a freaking mad dog. We're running out of men and business fast.
Gognitti had been living in mortal fear of his boss. Jack Lupino was a psycho. Vinny Gognitti was running scared. He could run, but with a bullet in his stomach like a broken bottle of Tabasco, he was quickly running out of time. He knew where his boss was, and I wanted to square things up with Jack Lupino. Gognitti would be moving fast. I don't know about angels, but it's fear that gives men wings.
Fuck you! Sorry about that. Controls are a bit slippery at times. It's not as precise as I'm used to. I will admit that was one major minor complaint I had. Ah, God
Vinny
damn
got
it!
needy. Just...
Who's the man? I'm the man.
A crumpled letter.
Yeah, we've already been through this.
Lay on Gognidi's desk. Vinny Gognitti was looking scared. He could run, but with a bullet in his stomach like a broken bottle of Tabasco, he was quickly running out of time. He knew where his boss was, and I wanted to square things up with Jack Lupino. Gognitti would be moving fast. I don't know about angels, but it's fear that gives men wings. Gognitti hitched a ride. To catch him, I'd have to follow his lead.
I remember that one because it took me like 6 or 7 attempts to do this on the original PS2 when I had it ages ago. Yes, I have played this, but I don't think... Did I ever complete on the PS2?
This was my second train ride of the night. The way it started didn't promise anything better than the last one. Freezing wind tearing at my face like sandpaper and razors, ice hard and slick under my hands and feet. And somewhere in the background, the wail of sirens, the city howling after me. New York sped by in fast forward. Dark rooftop water towers and a dead forest of antennas and chimneys, all a blur. When the train he was riding slowed down, Gognitti made his move.
I was surprisingly surprised somebody just got shot.
This was my... When the train he was riding slowed down, Gognitti made his move. This was my second train ride of the night. When the train he was riding slowed down, Cogniti made his move.
NYPD, you on the roof. Drop your weapon and lie down. I repeat, drop your weapon and lie face down.
It's Payne! He's coming down the stairs! Shoot the bastard!
Okay, boss. Got it.
No problem.
Hey. What the hell? What the?
How the fuck do I get up there again? Get up here again, I can't remember.
Every once in a while, after we've made enough aliens, we breathe a little bit and say, let's come up with a race with spots, stripes, or a tattoo. And the Wadi was a race that had
completely missed that button there.
We're gonna be rich!
Freaking rich!
Even richer than that, wise guy.
Freaking rich!
Hey, I'm on a rope! Skylight! So that door is, yeah, it's this door.
The NYPD has been out on Max Payne.
Max Payne has nowhere left to go. We are very close to capturing him. You'll get a full statement then. Right now, I've got better things to do, ma'am.
That was Deputy Chief Jim Rivera from the NYPD with no further comment at this time.
Apart from his suspicious food habits, I figured Bravura to be one of the good guys. Fate had just dropped us on different sides in this. But when it came to capturing me, he was way out of his league. I had already ditched the cops a couple of rooftops back. For now.
I can hear him. Ready? Okay, this is it.
I saw.
What the fuck killed me that? That was bullshit.
I can hear him. Ready? Keep your guns pointing at...
Get him!
Oh, kiss my ass! That was nowhere near me. That was bullshit.
I can hear him. Ready? Keep your guns pointing at the door.
Whack!
Open, goddammit! Payne! I'll kill you, you lousy freaking cop!
Get him!
Gognitti ran out of steam in a dead-end alley with steam boiling out of the sewer grates like all the fires of hell were burning high beneath us. It was shakedown time. Where's Lupino?
Screw you!
Bad start, Vinny.
Police brutality!
I rate pretty high on that.
You can't just hurt me in cold blood?
Just keep telling yourself that. Listen good, Candyman. I'm not gonna be anybody's fall guy. I want to know where your boss is hiding. There was no glory in this. I hadn't asked for this crap. Trouble had come to me in big dark swarms. The good and the just were like gold dust in the city. I had no illusions. I was not one of them. I was no hero. Just me and the gun and the crook. My options had decreased to a singular course.
I'll tell you, just don't hurt me no more. Lupino's at Ragnarok, the nightclub. Book me, take me, hold me to the freaking jail, just don't hurt me.
Your rights will be ready at your funeral. Ragnarok was Lupino's private nightclub, a den of drugs built into an old theater. I knew what waited inside. V-head junkies ready to explode in random acts of senseless violence. And Lupino's goon squad, the worst stone-cold killers this side of hell.
Is that somebody at the front door? No, that was the neighbor.
Ragnarok was as inviting as a headache, flickering and flashing to a machine gun beat. The belly of the nightclub was a gothic theme park that began with bondage games and led to the nasty stuff from there. As subtle with its dark message as a cop-killer bullet through the heart. Like father, like son. Just like Jack Lupino.
And I'm back now.
The book had never been a bestseller. Given the setting, I was surprised to find that somebody had been passing time reading. The paperback was entitled The Age of Murder and Storm. The blurb on the back mentioned Norse mythos and Ragnarok, the end of a Viking world with a terrible winter that covered the earth in ice, when vile crimes were rampant and all humanity lost. I could see how somebody impressionable might get it into their head that we were at the end of time. I was also beginning to see what the nightclub and its owner were all about.
What the hell?
Books on the occult had been piled on the table. The room was stacked with light reading, such as Necronomicon, Witchcraft, and Paradise Lost. Old exotic titles like Malleus Maleficarum and De Umbrarum Reini Novum Portus. Books with pentagrams on their covers, all dealing with the occult and the infernal. Lying between stacks of horror videos and a couple of Ouija boards. The only thing I could take seriously was the thought of Lupino taking it seriously. He had been spending a lot of time getting intimate with the guy downstairs.
Ragnarok. Best heavy metal band ever.
lot with Dino and all. I wouldn't say anything to his face. He might not... Who knows what he'd do?
But somebody's gotta go in there. It's too freaky. All the screaming, I mean. It's been 3 days now.
Don't look at me. Hell no, I ain't got no death wish.
It's Payne!
Oh yeah, who's a badass? I'm a badass. Yeah, I didn't get shot once. Oh shit, there's 2 guys. Bad, I think I only got shot minus a bit. Where am I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, who's a badass? I'm a badass.
Whack him!
Whack him! Shit. Shotgun much closer. Oh! Yeah. Blew my load all over that guy there. As I re-enter the old stings to my face. Razor blade.
Yo!
Look at that motherfucker fly. It's where I need to go. There we go. I was worried about what we can get. For a second, I had to jump out and get up there. Did I just come back to where I just came? It has platforming. My favorite. An empire of evil, because I'm positively evil. This is... Look at that giant pizza on the floor. That isn't a giant pizza. Where did you go? I love fat bastard. That's the biggest pizza I've ever seen. Ah! Oh! Easily dispatched. Getting in the groove of things here. Because I'm kind of a groovy fella. Drums, baby! This is the one bit where I can set people on fire. Ooh, let's start again. That's hilarious.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, I've got 2 clips of the machine. I'll lose the ammo, so I'll switch to this for a bit. Well, can I interact with that then? Oh, it's impossible. Done right. Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Get up there, you dumbass. I think if I remember correctly, the middle, this one here breaks when you jump on it. Of a bad dream.
The backstage area led to Lupino's inner sanctum. The hot air inside was like an invisible wall, thick with incense and something else, a sickly sweet smell that made you gag. This was the rotten core of the Big Apple. Lupino lurked somewhere ahead, like a spider at the center of his web, waiting. The vapors in the air started to make my head swim. Torn pieces of a letter lay scattered on the sofa. Punchinello had threatened Lupino in writing. The note had been torn to pieces, bloody fingerprints all over them.
Don't want you to think that one of my boys is not playing with a full deck. Shape up, Jack. We are running a business here. I'd hate to send the trio to strong-arm you.
The trio were the Don's notorious henchmen. It was obvious that Lupino hadn't been intimidated by the threat. Lupino's notes covered the table. Jack Lupino was crazy, all right. The table was scattered with notes of demented arcane nonsense written in rusty blood. A mishmash list of demons, devils, and dark gods evoked.
Beelzebub! Asmodeus! Baphomet! Lucifer! Loki! Cthulhu! Lilith! Hela! Blood given to you all.
He was after that old Faustian deal, your soul for power and fortune. Just sign on a dotted line with your blood. Lupino's notebook lay on the pedestal. Jack Lupino was crazy, all right.
Mythic wolves, let loose to devour the sun and the moon. Lupino is the wolf. I'm Mr. Beast, the big bad Fenris wolf. I'm the end of the world man, wearing the flesh of fallen angels.
After Y2K, the end of the world had become a cliché. But who was I to talk? A brooding underdog avenger alone against an empire of evil, out to right a grave injustice. Everything was subjective. There were only personal apocalypses. Nothing is a cliché when it's happening to you.
The flesh of fallen angels! Come to me all! Astaroth, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, Baphomet, Lucifer, Loki, Satan, Cthulhu, Lilith, blood to you all!
AKA Lovecraft.
Living under the skin of reality. I've seen it. The corruption of flesh. Oh! I'm the wolf, yeah! I am the wolf! It's close. It's coming. You have come. A witness to the end of time. It's now! I will rise to her side! I don't need the words! I'm beyond the words!
Let me try! Okay, I'm gonna go. Lucky I can get 2 more kills with this.
What the hell?
I had known there'd have to be a catch in it somewhere, and this one was the Empire State Building of catches. Lupino was pumped up and dying to go 15 rounds with a mutant alligator. And then he started this spooky monkey talk, straight from a bad dream. Mine.
I have tasted the flesh of fallen angels.
I need scissors 61.
I've tasted the devil's green blood. It runs in my veins. I've seen beyond the world of skin, the architecture of blood and bow and arrow. Death is coming! She is coming, and hell follows with her. This is the twilight winter. I am ready to be her son. Her time is now, and all who stand in her way must Die! Die! You'll die! You'll die! Now! Oh! Die!
Who's the man? I'm the man. Who's the man? The American Dream.
When Lupino finally went down, I wanted to make real sure he'd stay that way. V was a bad monster. Turned them into friggin' zombie demons from outer space.
I think he's dead already.
Huh? And that's when it happened.
But dead or not, you've got the wrong guy.
In stepped this knockout femme fatale holding a gun to my face. I returned the favor. Lisa Punchinello. Lisa Punchinello was the Don's wife.
Mona Sachs. Lisa's evil twin.
Your safety's off, evil twin. You might hurt someone with that gun of yours.
Lisa's the damsel in distress. I'm the professional. I'd blow you away without batting an eye.
Sure, and you can check out my credentials splattered all over this joint.
Jack couldn't have framed you. Not the state he was in. We're after the same slime bag. Angelo Punchinello's the one who murdered your friend and framed you with it.
You know this for a fact.
I've got my sources.
I don't have a clue these days. I just shoot them as they come. Who put a contract on the Archfiend?
This one's mine. I hate the guts of that sadistic wife-beater. Why not pool our bullets for this one?
I thought you'd never ask. My finger was starting to twitch.
How do you like your whiskey?
I'm easy, as long as you don't try to slip me a Mickey.
You're a real angel, Max.
It was good stuff. Tasted sweet as honey going down.
Nothing personal. Can't risk you going berserk and getting Lisa killed.
The nightmare was always the same. Violent shapes moving in darkness, old and ugly. The killer's mad laughter was a riddle filled with wicked innuendo. Somewhere, the baby was crying.
Anyway, I need to go. Yeah. No, I'm gonna go now. It's been a wonderful live stream. I'll probably take it up because I need to go somewhere soon. So, bye. Bye, you all. How do you...